Hello everyone. So I wanted to do a quick comparison of two true wireless earbuds. I've got the Liberty Pro 3 and I've got the Bose QC Earbuds. For me, when I look for earbuds, I'm really looking for three main things. One, comfort. My ears are sensitive. If I can't wear it, it doesn't matter how good it is. It's pointless for me. Second is ANC and the level of ANC. Spending a lot of money, wanting to get good ANC is really important. And then third, of course, is sound quality. It's got to sound good, or frankly, what's the point? Now, there's other things too that earbuds have that people like, such as making phone calls with earbuds, feature sets, all that stuff that goes along with it. But for me, the key again is comfort, ANC, and sound quality. And my presumption is that my three top items are probably the three top items of many people. So I'm on a continual quest to try to find these earbuds that meet those three, especially number one, the comfort. I recently did a review of Bose QC Earbuds versus the MW08s. They both sound really good, and I ended up selecting the Bose simply because it was more comfortable, and then the sound was a little bit cleaner than what the MW08s were. MW08s were a bit fuller and richer, but the cleanliness of the Bose, if that makes any sense, just was a little bit better for me. So picked up the Liberties. These got great reviews. I mean, Liberty is really smart, or Anker is really smart. They gave a bunch of YouTubers these things for free, and then on the day of the release, all these reviews came out. So they came out, there was all these positive reviews, and frankly, rightfully so. I got these things right away too, and they sound great. They really do sound wonderful. And for $149, which is the price right now, it's really hard to beat something like this. But with that said, I went back to the Bose because the Bose were something I really liked. The first time I put on the Bose, it was that wow factor. You put them on, you turn that ANC on full max, and it's wow, the world goes quiet. So I really wanted to experiment between the two. So first test was comfort. You'll notice that these Liberty Pro 3s, they're relatively small and lightweight. Some people have said that they're big. I somewhat disagree. They only weigh a shade over 5 grams. And then when you can compare it to the Bose, I mean, the Bose are fairly sizable. They're relatively heavy. I mean, we're talking close to 8 grams. And so when you compare these two together, this one is lighter. And you can tell, I mean, you wear these things for a certain period of time, the Bose begins to weigh a little bit more. But with that said, when I put these on, especially my left ear, there was a fair amount of pain. Like right here, there was a lot of pain. Right here, there was a lot of pain as well, because this part of the Liberty is a little bit bulbous. And because of that, and if you're not used to wearing these true wireless earbuds, you felt it. I can safely say that when I wear it now, after a few days, it doesn't have that kind of pain, but it certainly took a little bit of adaptation. Now, the Bose, on the other hand, you put them in, they're pretty comfortable and they lock in nicely. So in terms of comfort factor, initially I would say that the Bose are a bit more comfortable than what these Liberty Pro 3s are. But I think over time, these guys might tend to be a bit more comfortable. And in terms of stability, they're both very stable. The Bose has this stability wing, and then the Liberty Pro 3s, they also have a stability wing, which is much smaller. And as a matter of fact, in the package, you get a variety of different stability wings. So you can really customize this thing to match your particular size for your ear. And my left and right ears are different sizes in terms of the internal features. So that was very handy. Whereas in the Bose, you don't have that quite a customability. So in terms of comfort, how would I rate it and give that win to if we're talking about a pure competition? I don't know. I actually think the Bose are still a bit more comfortable for me than what the Liberty Pro 3s are. But again, mileage will vary. My suspicion is that a lot of folks will probably appreciate the Liberty Pro 3s. My right ear does, but my left ear just didn't. Whereas in the Bose, both ears felt fine. So I would give the slight edge of comfort to the Bose. Second item was ANC. In terms of ANC, Bose is just phenomenal and it's hard to beat it. But it wasn't just the ANC. So Bose, you can have ANC fully on or you can have it fully off, in which called is their aware mode. And then you just hear the outside world. It's extremely natural with the Bose. Liberty Pro 3s, their ANC is not quite as good as the Bose. It's okay. Relative to other true wireless earbuds, it's good. It's just not the Bose. The Bose is just phenomenal, and it's you put it on, and again, you have that wow factor. These aren't too shabby, but the challenge with this one is, and a lot of people need an awareness mode. You put this in awareness mode, and it's a little bit digitized. It doesn't sound particularly natural. It almost sounds like you're in a curious vortex of some sort. I just don't like the transparency mode on this one. It's just not natural, but then on the Bose it is. So for ANC, Bose is to me a clear winner, but it doesn't mean that the Liberty Pro 3s aren't good at ANC, because they are. And you use a Hear ID system. So you actually use the app and you test your ear canal using the app, and then it sets up your ANC, and it does a pretty decent job. Again, it's just Bose is on a little bit of a different level. So ANC goes to the Bose as well as the transparency. Third item is going to be the sound quality. This is really interesting because Liberty Pro 3s, for the price you pay, you would expect something less than, but you clearly don't. I mean, it is a phenomenal sounding pair of earbuds. It's rich, it's full. So then the question becomes, how does it compare to the Bose sound? The Bose isn't as rich and full, but the Bose is cleaner. It's a clean, crisp sound, but this guy is just fuller. So the bass is fuller, the mids are fuller, the treble's fuller. You just seem to hear more, but it's not as clean as the Bose. Does Bose have good bass? Yes, it has great mids as well, and it has great highs. And they've changed the app, so they've updated the Bose, and now you can actually you can do an equalizer if you want to change it. The equalizer, though, is extremely simple. You can up or down lows, you can up or down mids, you can up or down highs, and so it's only a 3-bar equalizer, which is sort of funny. I don't know why they wouldn't add more intricate detail to it. Considering the Liberty Pro 3s, I think you've got an 8-bar equalizer and you have a whole bunch of presets. So a lot of presets, you can really set the sound to the way you want it. But with that said, again, it's a richer sound, fuller sound, but this is a cleaner sound. And what I mean with that is, if you're listening to music and you're listening to lyrics, the mids are just cleaner. Like, you hear voice better. You hear instruments really well, and every instrument is clean. This is great. It sounds wonderful. It certainly doesn't sound like $150 to $170 earbud. It's full, it's rich, the bass pops, and you've got a tremendous amount of control over the sound you hear. It's just not quite as clean as the Bose. But how would I score these two in terms of sound quality? The Liberty Pro 3s, just simply because it's fuller and richer. But if you're really just into music that is more classical in nature and maybe more acoustic sounding, then the Bose is probably a really good choice for you. It's just the Liberty Pro 3s give you a little bit more extension, just because it's a richer sound with a deeper bass. Now, in terms of other things like call quality and control and things of that nature, that's not really my important factor. The top 3 are. I can tell you, though, that the touch control of the Bose is incredibly well implemented. It's very simple. Up and down for volume, taps to change ANC setting. You've got a shortcut where you can do a track forward or back. Unfortunately, you can't do them both at the same time, which is sort of curious, but still, it works well. The implementation of this, the Liberty Pro 3, is fine. You have full control. You've got a system where you've got double taps, triple taps, single taps, hold. This has fallen out though a couple of times. That is, it's lost connection to an iPhone 10. I've never lost connection with the Bose. I don't know quite why that's the reason, but again, I've never lost connection with this guy. I have lost connection with this. If you ask me which one am I going to keep, although I adore the sound of the Liberty Pro 3 and I really, really like that expansive sound of it, I got these for traveling purposes, i.e. on an airplane. So because of that, the ANC is really going to be the most important factor for me. And because this is comfortable, I know I can wear it for a long period of time. The ANC is phenomenal. The sound is clean. It's great. Again, not as expansive and as rich as this one, but it does a really nice job. Now, on the other hand, if I was buying a pair of earbuds simply for working out every day, daily driver, I would take a hard consideration for the Liberty Pro 3s because it does everything extremely well. Again, it's small, it's lightweight. For most ears, it's going to fit quite comfortably. It's really quite ideal for working out. And because the battery life is pretty good, I mean, these are both relatively close. I think they're right around 6 hours each with ANC on. But because the battery life is really good on this for working out, you don't have to worry about it. So in my opinion, I would get this one for a daily driver working out. I would get this one if you're traveling a lot and you find yourself commuting or on airplanes. It just works extremely well. All right. Thanks a bunch. That's it. Feel free to post any question on the comment section and I'll try my best to get back to you. All right. Thanks a lot. See you later.